Mata Hari. On a crisp October morning in 1917, as the sun began to rise over the French countryside, Mata Hari, a woman whose very name had become synonymous with intrigue and seduction, stood calmly before a firing squad of 12 soldiers. The once celebrated exotic dancer, now convicted of espionage against the French army, faced her executioners without a blindfold or restraints. The following day, headlines trumpeted the news of her demise, claiming that the information she'd passed on to the Germans had led to the deaths of thousands of French soldiers. Yet, more than a century later, a mystery lingers. Did the French army condemn an innocent woman? Born Margarethe Zell on August 7, 1876, in the Netherlands, the woman who would become Mata Hari enjoyed a comfortable early life until her father's bankruptcy in 1889 shattered her world. Seeking escape, she later married and divorced an abusive Dutch army colonel she had met via a wife-wanted ad. She then found refuge in Paris, where she reinvented herself as Mata Hari, a name meaning rising sun in Malay, and embarked on a career as a salon dancer. By the outbreak of World War I in 1914, Hari had become a celebrated figure in France and beyond, renowned for her provocative dance routines and unabashed sensuality. This notoriety caught the attention of both the German and French intelligence services, each of whom sought to exploit her fame and connections for their own ends. Ever the opportunist, Hari accepted offers from both sides, becoming a double agent in a dangerous game of espionage. Despite her intrigue, she was an amateur in the craft of spying, sending unencrypted messages and continuing her flamboyant public life, barely concealing her activities. Her German contact and occasional lover, Major Arnold Kahle, ultimately turned against her, transmitting a message in a compromised code that identified her as Agent H-21. Upon her arrest by French authorities, Mata Hari admitted to her actions under duress. However, the case against her leaned heavily on her liberal lifestyle, an easy target for the French military, eager to boost morale amid internal chaos. They painted her as a villain, whose actions led directly to catastrophic losses, claims never substantiated with public evidence. The German government itself in 1930 asserted that Hari had provided them with little more than gossip, and certainly had not contributed to the staggering death toll claimed by the French. Despite persistent requests, France has yet to release all documents related to her case. Many now believe her to be at most a minor player in espionage, perhaps betrayed more for personal vendettas than actual threats. From the intriguing tale of Mata Hari, an enchantress of espionage with a mysterious allure, to a modern-day essential that defines your presence without saying a word, let's talk about something that, much like a spy's disguise, can completely transform how the world perceives you: your fragrance. A great scent can really set the stage for any situation. Whether at the office or just catching up with friends at a bar, what you wear, scent-wise, says a lot about you. Recently, I've been exploring some new additions to my fragrance lineup thanks to Scentbird. Let me show you what I got this month. This one is Reflection Man from Amouage. It was the perfect recommendation from Reddit. It's great for nights out and also works in the office. It's slightly floral, but still masculine. I'm very happy I could try this one out. This one is Strength in Santal. It's a limited collaboration between Scents of the Wood and Scentbird. They put a lot of science into it, exploring the field of neuroscience to make you feel more energized and confident. It's a bit floral, but woodsy too. I think it's perfect for the office. So what is Scentbird? Imagine having access to over 700 fragrances, ranging from big names like Prada to niche labels like Scents of Wood. Scentbird lets you explore all these, starting with your first fragrance for only $8 and only $16.95 a month after that. It's all about trying out scents and deepening your knowledge without committing to full-size bottles, which can range up to $500. Plus, their portable vials are great for any occasion. Just slip one into your pocket and go. For a small price, you can shake up your fragrance game with scents that can create a lasting memory, elevate your mood, or serve as a conversation starter on a night out. Get 55% off your first month at Scentbird with the promo code DARK. You can also scan the QR code or click the link below. Remember, whether you're channeling your inner spy or just stepping out for the day, the right fragrance can be your best accessory. Thanks to Scentbird for supporting this journey into the unknown. Don't forget to use the promo code DARK for 55% off your first month. Agent 355. During the darkest days of the Revolutionary War, a mysterious woman who had become known as Agent 355 emerged within the culprit ring, General George Washington's covert spy network established in 1778. According to some historians, she played a pivotal role in uncovering Benedict Arnold's betrayal and in the subsequent apprehension of British Major John Andre, significantly weakening British intelligence efforts in North America. However, her identity and very existence remain one of the oldest unsolved mysteries of American intelligence history. The evidence for Agent 355 hinges on a single surviving coded letter from spymaster Abraham Woodhull to Washington, dated August 15, 1779. In the letter, Woodhull writes, quote, "I intend to visit 727 before long, and think, by the assistance of a 355 of my acquaintance, shall be able to outwit them all." According to the spy ring's numeric code, 727 stood for New York City, and 355 was code for the word lady. The fate of Agent 355 remains as elusive as her identity. Legend claims that she was eventually captured by the British and met her end on a prison ship, where she may have given birth. Yet, this part of her story, like her identity, lacks substantial evidence, raising questions about whether she was an active member of the spy network or merely a one-time informant. Supporters of Agent 355's existence argue the culprit ring's connections included numerous women sympathetic to the revolutionary cause, suggesting Woodhull's reference to a specific lady, as opposed to the more generic term woman, could imply a female of significant social standing with access to British officers. Anna Smith Strong, Woodhull's friend and cousin by marriage, is often cited as the most likely candidate for Agent 355. Strong was known to use a system of coded signals in the laundry she hung out, which conveyed messages to a courier involved in smuggling and military operations for General George Washington. Skeptics argue that the lack of direct evidence linking Strong to the culprit ring, let alone identifying her as Agent 355, casts doubt on this theory. They note that Strong was likely not the only woman aiding Washington's spies, making the reference to a lady less conclusive than it may initially appear. Moreover, the term Agent 355 did not originate from this period, but was coined by historian Morton Pennypacker in the 1930s. His interpretations, which mix documented history with local legends, have invited skepticism regarding their accuracy. While Agent 355's true identity, or even her very existence, remains a mystery, her legacy has transcended the realm of historical fact. Bella of the Wych Elm. In the quaint English village of Hagley Wood, a chilling question emerged in October 1943 during the turmoil of World War II. It was scrawled in white letters on an abandoned building, quote, "Who put Bella down the Wych Elm?" The eerie message referred to a gruesome discovery made 6 months prior when 4 boys stumbled upon a woman's skeleton wedged in the crevice of a large elm tree. The body was determined to be that of a woman who had been dead for at least 18 months, placing her time of death around October 1941. A forensic examination revealed more details about the woman. She was around 35 years old, 5 feet tall, had mousy brown hair, and had missing teeth. The autopsy suggested she had been suffocated and then placed into the tree shortly after death, a feat that would have been nearly impossible to accomplish alone, given the narrowness of the trunk's opening. This initial investigation, brief and underfunded, failed to uncover the woman's identity. However, the graffiti's appearance reignited curiosity about the case, and the unusual circumstances and timing of the discovery sparked speculation about espionage. One prevailing theory proposed that Bella was a German spy. The suggestion was that she parachuted into the Midlands, but was discovered and murdered, possibly by her handlers or British intelligence. Supporting this theory, a similar case occurred in 1941 when a German parachutist was captured near the area. He had been dropped into Britain with a radio transmitter, perhaps part of the same network as Bella. Another strand of speculation tied Bella to a German spy ring involving a Dutchman, a trapeze artist, and a British officer, all connected through shadowy wartime espionage activities. The story arose when journalist Wilfred Byford Jones published a series of articles about the mystery in 1953. Byford Jones claims that a witness came forward with details connecting the woman to a pro-German group working to obtain information about military production in the West Midlands factories and nearby airfields. The witness claimed Bella had been murdered by other members of the group who thought she had become a liability. However, the espionage theory, while compelling, is just one of many. Alternative suggestions about Bella's identity include her being a local woman who simply went missing or a victim of domestic violence. The disappearance of Bella's body from the University Medical Center that held it in the 1970s has rendered genetic analysis impossible, leaving the identity of the woman in the witch elm a mystery that will likely never be solved. Sonia's secret plot. Mrs. Bjorton was known throughout the sleepy English village of Great Rollright for her delectable scones and warm hospitality. From the tumultuous years of World War II through the early Cold War, her baked goods were the talk of the town. However, behind the facade of this seemingly mild-mannered housewife lay a dark secret. Mrs. Bjorton was in fact Ursula Kaczynski, one of Stalin's most accomplished spies. Among the many mysteries of her work, one stands out. Did this housewife nearly kill Adolf Hitler and prevent the Second World War? Kaczynski's journey into espionage began in 1924, when she joined the Communist Party in Germany at the age of 17. Following her husband to China for his job, Kaczynski encountered Richard Sorge, a German journalist who worked as a spy for the Soviet Union. It wasn't long before she, too, became entangled in the web of espionage, providing the Soviet Union with intelligence on both the Chinese nationalist government and the Japanese puppet state of Manchukuo. She would go on to postings in Poland and Switzerland, assisting underground communist groups in recruiting spies against Nazi Germany. By 1940, now known by the codename Sonia, Kaczynski had divorced her first husband and remarried Len Bjorton, a British Soviet spy. The couple relocated to England, where they cultivated a formidable spy network that penetrated the Anglo-American Manhattan Project. The intelligence stolen by this network was so valuable that it enabled the Soviet Union to develop its own atomic weapon in 1949, a mere 4 years after the United States had dropped the first atomic bomb. Yet, among her numerous clandestine achievements, the most compelling episode involves a 1938 plot to kill Adolf Hitler. According to accounts, one of her agents, Alexander Foote, had observed that Hitler frequently dined in the Osteria Bavaria in Munich under surprisingly lax security. Foote devised a plan to plant a briefcase bomb in Hitler's usual private room, a plan that could have dramatically altered the trajectory of history. Kaczynski took the proposal to the Soviet Intelligence Directorate and was allegedly given the green light to proceed. However, the geopolitical landscape shifted abruptly when Germany and the Soviet Union signed a non-aggression pact, leading Stalin to abort the mission, fearing the potential repercussions of Hitler's death. Despite this missed opportunity, Kaczynski's espionage career remained one for the record books. She successfully invaded enemy agents for over 2 decades, ultimately fleeing to East Berlin in 1950, when the arrest of one of her main informants threatened to expose her. There, she adopted yet another identity and spent the remainder of her life writing fictional spy novels, closely based on her own extraordinary experiences. The betrayal of Noor Inayat Khan. On a fateful day in September 1944, Noor Inayat Khan, along with 3 other women, walked across the grounds of a Nazi prison camp at gunpoint. All 4 were agents of the Special Operations Executive, the British intelligence agency that deployed dozens of spies into occupied Europe during World War II. Noor, an Indian princess turned spy, had withstood 10 brutal months of Gestapo captivity, enduring shackles and severe beatings without divulging any secrets. On this day, she faced her final test, a vicious beating by an SS guard before being shot. Her final word was liberty. Noor's life may have ended in 1944, but an infamous mystery has haunted historians. Who betrayed her to the Nazis? She arrived on French soil on June 17, 1943, making history as the first female radio operator dispatched by Britain to France. Fluent in French, Noor had been sent as a translator and radio operator for the Prosper Network, an intelligence cadre that had infiltrated occupied France to aid the French resistance in their efforts against German occupation. Within days, however, the Prosper Network was dismantled by the Germans. Noor escaped detection, but other key members were arrested. Despite being told to evacuate, Noor argued that she had a duty, as the last radio operator agent in France, to transmit all the information that she possibly could. In October, she was finally captured, but not before transmitting information that would help the Allied army successfully invade Europe in 1944. The mystery surrounding Noor's capture has led to several theories. Some believe she was betrayed by Renée Gary, the sister of Khan's resistance contact, Émile-Henri Gary. Reports suggest that Renée was offered a staggering 100,000 francs in exchange for betraying her brother and Khan. Though acquitted of the betrayal charge by a single vote in her post-war trial, Some speculate that Renee's lover, SOE agent Franz Antelme, had left her for Khan, providing a motive for jealous treachery. Another theory offers a more tragic explanation for Noor's death. Noor may have inadvertently betrayed herself. According to a memoir written by resistance fighter Pierre Viernot, when Noor refused to be evacuated after the Prosper network fell, her handlers in Britain insisted that she change her wardrobe and appearance as much as possible. Noor complied, except for one fatal choice. She had a well-known love for the color blue, and though she changed her wardrobe, she picked almost exclusively blue clothing. This choice, seemingly trivial, may have made her recognizably conspicuous, leading to her capture. The mystery surrounding Noor Inayat Khan's betrayal may never be fully resolved, but her legacy as a brave and determined agent who sacrificed her life for the cause of freedom remains untarnished. Do you think Mata Hari was framed? Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching Dark 5. Like and subscribe to continue exploring the greatest mysteries of this world and beyond.